And so it began. The journey they had been waiting for the last eons, it began. They were finally there. They could see the top of the mountain, the shimmering mountain. They were on their way there. They had gone through so many trials and tribulations to get this point. Some of them had sillily called it the end of the world. Simply what it was their seeing the top of the shimmering mountain. They weren't aware where they were going. They weren't interested. They didn't have an agenda. All they were going, all they were doing was reaching out for the greatness they had in themselves. But somehow, some way, they had never given themselves permission to have that. It's as if by seeing the top of the shimmering mountain, they would suddenly allow themselves to be as awesome, as magical as they were. It wasn't an act of determination, it was more like an act of surrender, an act of channeling the divine light that were here, that they were here to embrace and to celebrate. What is this day? This day of 21st of December of 2012. Is it the end? Or is it the beginning? As Oracle said, whatever has an end has a beginning, or whatever has an end has a beginning, has an end. This is not beginning of an end. This is end of a really long beginning. This is when we would start seeing what is possible, not what has happened in the eons before, but what is possible. What is possible when we are coming from a place of healthy, critical thinking. What is possible when we choose the right way, no matter what agendas will or won't be fulfilled by that. What is possible if we can stay open to our own divinity and not run away from it. What is possible is that when we, rather than stopping our activated energy, we embrace it and we let our activated energy go from a state of activation to integration. What is possible when we choose win, 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 as opposed to I win and everybody else can lose or should lose. What is possible when we see and know and think every single iota of anything in the universe is actually conscious. What is possible that we stop trying to compete with other people, and the only person that is important enough for us to compete with is ourselves in the past. What is possible when we understand that pain is inevitable and suffering is optional? What is possible when we understand we suffer to learn until we learn we don't have to suffer to learn? These are just common sense, right? I mean, it's really not such a big deal to believe in these things. Yet, unfortunately, common sense is not all that common. And what does it take for us to take authority over our own life? What does it take to become the ones we have always been waiting for? What does it take to understand responsibility and rights are the same? What does it take to understand that the most important thing in life is the process? And if we can let go of our agenda to reach a destination, the journey is where the fun is. What is possible by knowing that being able to handle our darkness and understanding our darkness is the most important thing we can do. Like the way my friend Jeff Brown calls it, enrealment. So my friends, my family, my dear warriors of rainbow and rainbow warriors, it is the beginning of all these simple things that I talked about. It's not a magical, miraculous thing that somebody is coming and injecting higher consciousness in our head, or suddenly turning our planet into heaven. It's about us seeing the top of that shimmering mountain and seeing that it's time for us to act like grown-ups who are stewards of the most divine planet in this entire universe, and act as the guardians and the stewards that we have all been groomed and trained to do for the eons before.